Welcome to an all-new Downright Sports live here on DJ Chase Radio, live here on Facebook, and live here on YouTube. I am your host, the Notorious Sports Critic, Brent Reid. Can I get a one time? Can I get a two for Brent Reid, three for Brent Reid, four, 450 for Brent Reid, 550 for Brent Reid, 650 for Brent Reid. A little Leonard Kenny humor there for everybody. Welcome to all the Downright Sports, everybody. I am the Notorious Sports Critic, Brent Reid, on this special Sunday edition of Downright Sports. The reason why this show is happening, one, was to preview the upcoming Game 7 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers tonight, which you can listen to live here on DJ Chase Radio as I do the play-by-play for that. But, lovely as the news may be, we got breaking news just hours or an hour before the show broke, as reported to me for the Virginia Downright Sports correspondent. My man Hazy Haymaker sent me the message that Kevin Durant is on his way to Houston, as he is now going to be a Rocket. The Phoenix Suns and the Houston Rockets met an agreement, traded the former league MVP, the former two-time NBA Finals MVP, and a 15-time All-Star Kevin Durant will now be a part of the Houston Astros to go along with his jersey collection on his merry way. Just last episode, we discussed the importance of Kevin Durant, if he's any relevant piece to a team. The Houston Rockets this past season had a pretty okay season, but they did not ultimately make it as far as they would like to have made it. The Phoenix Suns, on the other hand, had a bad season, didn't even make the playoffs. The team performed below expectations. Yes, it was plagued with some injuries, but this is a team that was put together about 2 years ago when the Suns wanted to pivot away from the team that got them to the finals and went in a completely different approach, going with the old kind of style, the big three, when they put Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and then Bradley Beal together, and nothing ever came of it. Houston finished second in the West this past year, 52 and 30 wins. The Phoenix Suns finished 36 and 46. The particulars of this trade, the trade will not take effect until July 2nd, if I have the date correct. Houston will receive Kevin Durant, while Phoenix will receive Gerald Green, Dylan Brooks, the 10th overall pick this year, and then 5 second-round picks. We all know Kevin Durant and what he brings to the table. Let's talk about what Gerald Green's going to bring to Phoenix before I give my opinion. Gerald Green, in a very young career with Houston, Gerald Green has only been in the league for 4 years. He averages around 20 points this past season. He averaged 21 points a game. This shooting guard, kind of shooting guard slash point guard, if you will. 21 points this past season, 3 assists, about 5 rebounds. From the three-point percentage, he is 35% from the three. So, decent player, very young player. He's 22 years old. Phoenix has a younger player now that they can help, that can maybe help this franchise. Phoenix is not officially in a rebuild, but they are closer to a rebuild than they are to making moves. Again, in the case of the Suns might have been the ones that made away a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Phoenix does. Phoenix has a brighter future. Devin Booker is still not even 30 years old. Bradley Beal is still a relatively young player. If they can find a way to move him, then they can get more pieces. But the combination of Green and Booker could work. Booker has shown in the past he works well with guards. He worked great with Chris Paul, but Chris Paul more facilitated than a scorer. Green, still young in his career, only averaging around 20 points a game. He's not the type of ball dominant guard that most are. But how does this benefit Houston? Well, Houston gets a former MVP. Bravo. I'm not sure this is going to take Houston to that next step. Kevin Durant, in my opinion, has proven in his last 2 stops, he has not been the difference maker. Now, you can go back to when the when the Brooklyn Nets, and if you hear my fan in the background, I apologize, there's zero air in this room, but I needed a fan. It is hot, boy, hot. But Kevin Durant in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving and James Harden could not get it done. They couldn't even get out the first round. Going to Phoenix, where he got an upgrade in almost everything, except for not having a big man, could not get it done. If we look at Durant and what he did with the Houston Rockets, for 3 seasons, a little more, 2.5 seasons to be exact, because with the first year with Houston, with Phoenix, he only played 8 games. But he averaged, he's going to get his buckets. That's what he's known for. He's going to get points. He's fantastic at getting points. He's fantastic at scoring. Nobody's ever going to diminish his ability to score. But is he the quote-unquote difference maker? Is he the guy that's going to get Houston over the hump? Or did Houston take a step back? Houston won 50 games with a young team that was up and coming, with a great coach in Ime Udoka, a defensive specialist in Dillon Brooks, and now they only gave up 2 players, but Dillon Brooks was as much a piece of that team as anybody else would have been, especially on the defensive side. Did Houston sacrifice defense? In the case of the West, Oklahoma City Thunder are not going to get worse. The Nuggets, we'll see what they're going to do in their new, transition period. Minnesota, I feel like, is only going to get better. Memphis, in my opinion, I think Memphis will be better. I think we're going to see differences in teams like San Antonio. The West has never been wide open. The Lakers just got new ownership. We'll see how that plays out. But look at what Durant has done. And Durant has been with other stars. And Houston has a star. But on his journey since leaving Golden State, last year with a full season with Phoenix, and what I mean by a full season, Kevin Durant last year played 75 games with Phoenix, which should not be looked over. The guy is consistently out there. But they finished 49-33. They finished with the 6th best record. And then didn't do anything in the playoffs. If you go to when he first got to the team, they finished 4th, but the team was already good. They just made a splash for him. They didn't do anything in the playoffs. If we go back to when he was in Brooklyn, and I know those years, they finished the 2 seed, but never made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the year before that, they were barely, and they were 42-40, a lot of injuries. That was also, so since leaving Golden State, he has not made that much of an impact. That's why I believe that Ball State fair. Sorry, I got the Yankee game on. In my opinion, Kevin Durant is a fantastic individual player. If basketball was more tennis, he would probably have 1,000 he would probably have a lot of masters. He would have a lot of grand slams if it was an individual sport, but it's not. It's a team sport. And I don't know if his offensive contributions are making that much of a dent on his teams where they matter. Now, we're going to see. Because like I said, the Houston Rockets are coached by a very strong head coach, a guy who was great in Boston, a guy who's been great in Houston, and Ime Udoka. And Kevin Durant is now really going to have to learn how to take a back seat to better players on this team for the Houston Rockets. Apologies. Not better players, but he's now going to have to fit in to a team that's already good. And, Phoenix is getting, Houston's best player, offensively wise. And now Durant, you're now on a team that has, yes, a gaggle of guys, deeper rosters, probably one of the deepest rosters, but free agency hasn't even hit yet. So we're going to see what Houston's going to do. We're going to see what Ime Udoka's going to be able to do. Personally, Phoenix, you made away like bandits. You got a young player, you got draft picks, and with your team constructed as is right now, I totally feel Phoenix is a playoff team, and I totally feel Phoenix is going to be a 3 or 2 seed in the West at best. I did not mean for that to rhyme. But once again, breaking news, Kevin Durant traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green and this year's 10th overall pick and 5 second-round picks. Crazy. Crazy. All right, well, that's not how we were going to start the show. Let's talk about tonight. Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Yes. Couldn't have been scripted any better if someone else wrote it. You got 2 teams that nobody cares about. What you do? You stretch it up to 7 games because everybody's going to want to tune in for Game 7, and that's happening tonight. The game will take place in Oklahoma City. So base it on the ground from Fabo. Oh, it's an out. Cool, but the Yankees got a runner at second. What the heck happened? Something happened. I don't know. In any case, let's stay on topic, Brent. I know the Yankee game on. Stay on topic. No, did he get it? He got it. Did he not have to tag the bag? Oh, he did tag the bag. I was like, what the heck just happened? This is the most nonchalant play ever. Alright, so this series has been balanced back and forth. There is a lot of parity in this series, just like how the league is played out. So far, the Pacers are overshooting their luck. The Pacers, no one penciled in the Pacers to make it into the finals this year. No one said that the Pacers was going to be the team to beat. No one looked at the Pacers as that was a team that was going to come out of the East. Most people would have penciled in the Cavaliers, the Celtics, and potentially even the Knicks. But the Pacers proved that they were better. They kind of had a little bit of luck. They got a beaten up Milwaukee Bucks team. They got a beaten up Cavaliers team. They got a Knicks team that just fired their head coach, Giancarlo Stanton, with a base hit. Is that a run? Oh, they held them up. Yeah, that was a good throw. I apologize. You're going to get a lot of distraction from me with the Yankee game on. But in any case, they overshot their luck, and they're in the finals, and they're in Game 7 of the finals, something that this franchise has never participated in while playing in the NBA. The last time they were in the finals, they lost to Shaq and Kobe in 6 games, 5 or 6 games, something like that. And now they got an opportunity to win its first ever NBA championship. They have an ABA championship, but they're going to win their first ever NBA championship. For Oklahoma City, it's not... We shouldn't look at Oklahoma City as if they are losing this series. These teams are very evenly matched. Where Oklahoma City relies a lot on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander offensively, for what he does offensively, the Pacers do collectively. Just to give you an example, Tyler Halliburton is the star of the Pacers, but the lead scorer of the Pacers has been Pascal Siakam, who has only averaging 19 points in this finals, but he's the lead scorer. Where Halliburton is only averaging around 14 points, because Halliburton's game is more balanced. Halliburton is definitely more of a balanced player in the sense of he assists, he rebounds, he defends. He's a lot more engaging on both sides of the ball. Annoying is probably his biggest attribute. He's one of the most annoying players to watch. Definitely highlights him in energy. So, let's look at this series. Let's recap. Game 1, Pacers would win by 1. Pulling one of those Pacer Game 1 comebacks as they did against everybody. Game 2, Oklahoma City showed maybe Game 1 was a fluke. But then the Pacers would turn around and win Game 3, controlling 116 to 107. Oklahoma City comes back to win 101-104. And then in Game 5, Oklahoma City takes Game 5 120 to 109, making people think, all right, it's a wrap. Go back to Indiana. Indiana wins with home court behind them 108 to 91. Basically, one of those games where after it got out of hand, perhaps Oklahoma City's like, look, we're going home. Let's just go home. And they can have this one. We'll go home and we'll wrap this thing up with a nice bow. All right? If you look at how it breaks down, point by point, if you look at how it breaks down by stats, points goes to Oklahoma City. They're scoring more points. Rebounding, though, here's where, Jazz get all of it? That's a run at least. Oh, that's a double. That's a double. That may be 2 runs. That may be 2 runs. 2 runs for the Yankees. Let's freaking go, baby. Yankees take the lead 3-0 with a triple by Jazz. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry. Live radio. Apologies. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's look at it like this. So we got 1, 2, 3. So if we were scoring this based on it, Oklahoma City in 3 areas are better than the Pacers. Scoring, steals, and foul shots. Let's look at where the Pacers are better. Rebounding, assist, blocks, turnovers, free throw percentage, and 3-point shooting. Oklahoma City has not done the things that needs to be done to win. Now, with that being said, listen to these numbers, how close they are in the cases of rebounding. The Pacers 42.7, rounded up to 43. Oklahoma City 42.2. In the case of assists, it's not even close. 24 assists a game to Oklahoma City 17. Steals, no, we talk about, but in blocks, 6-5, favor Pacers. Turnovers, Pacers do turn the ball over a lot. From the field goal percentage, Pacers 45, round up to 46. Oklahoma City 44. In the case of 3-point shooting, Pacers 36.4. Oklahoma City 36.1. That's how close it's been. Foul shooting has really helped Oklahoma City stay in this series, but it is so tight. And in games like this, those points, those little percentages make or break. In the case of rebounding, you talk about rebounding, he don't have the ball. Tag the bag. He don't have the ball. He dropped the ball. Yeah, he dropped the ball. That's 4 runs for the Yankees. Let's go. He dropped the ball. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I promise. I'll stay on track. I'm a Yankee fan. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can see it. All right. So let's sum this up. Who takes Game 7? Well, my heart will never allow me to say the Pacers are going to be the next NBA champion. First of all, I will vomit violently just by the notion of it. But if tonight the Golden State Warriors, wrong team, if tonight the Oklahoma City Thunder don't win the rebound battle and definitely the loose ball battle, the Pacers will win this game. And if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, you cannot, I repeat, if you have a lead, you have to do your best to put your foot on the neck of the Pacers, because if you give them room to breathe, if you give them room for air, if you give them the ability to think they have hope, the Pacers will walk out tonight as the new NBA champions, which we all will have to watch Reggie Miller cry. But I'd rather watch Reggie Miller's sorrow, because Reggie Miller and the Pacers don't deserve a championship. I was fine giving Pacers fans hope until they played the Knicks, and then Halliburton, the briefcase, decided to show his butt and do the choke job. Like, bro, don't cosplay a Hall of Famer while you're still wet behind the ears. That's basically all he did was cosplay Reggie Miller in that series. It was annoying. It was disgusting. And all of you out there that loved it, you should be disgusted. And quite frankly, you all should be shamed. Shamed on yourself. Who am I taking in Game 7? Taking Oklahoma City. Game 7 MVPs come up big. Funny enough, I had a stat. The last Game 7 was 9 years ago. Try the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Golden State Warriors, and the Cavs would win their first NBA championship and the first championship for the city of Cleveland in like over 50-something years. Here's the difference. That series, in my opinion, was totally controlled by a freak notion when they threw Draymond Green out after LeBron literally stepped over him and walked over his face in like the most disrespectful way. We're going to talk a lot about LeBron championships and everything in the next segment. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube and you're listening on DJ Chase Radio, I suggest you stick in there because segment 2, we're going nuclear, kids. You heard me, nuclear. I've not gone nuclear in a long time. It's very hot in this room for me to be losing my cool, but I'm losing it today because something that came out last week, the most disrespectful thing to come out of, you know what? Plugs. Stay on topic, Brent. Plugs. If you've never listened to Downright Sports before, cool. Download it on anywhere podcasts can be downloaded. Follow Downright Sports on Facebook, the Downright Sports page, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, become a fan. Join the team. Listening on DJ Chase Radio Monday through Fridays from 12 to 1, except when we have specials tonight. We will have a live play-by-play broadcast, old school radio style, of Game 7 by yours truly, Brent, Reid. We're going wall-to-wall, ball-to-ball. It's a unique experience from the standpoint of I'm not going to be at the game. You'll have a lot of music playing in the background. Commercial breaks are going to be different. It's basically listening to a sports show. Listening to a play-by-play broadcast by a non-broadcaster, which I feel like is pretty cool. So buckle up. We'll be back with more Downright Sports, everybody. What am I throwing on? How about some Tribe Called Quest, shall we? Yeah, whatever. You get what I'm saying. Downright Sports, everybody. Oh, that's a